Hey guys, how's it going? Well, today I'm attempting to get this battery electrical system figured out. Um, what I've done is, if I could show you, I bought jumper cables and I've cut them in half, like I separated the two cables, and then see if I can open this here. Cutting each of these thingy-majiggers off, and that's like 4-gauge cable. It turns out to be cheaper to buy the jumper cables at Walmart than buying the cable at Home Depot. At Home Depot in Canada, it's like, what was it now? It was like $6 a meter for a 4-gauge cable, and I need 6 meters, or basically works out to 20 feet. So, well, I don't know if I need that much, but that's what the jumper cables work out to 20 feet when they're as a unit you buy it. Now, when you separate the two ends, you split them apart, now you got 40 feet. So it's $39 for the jumper cables, or $36 for 20 feet of 4-gauge wire at Home Depot. So I get double the amount of wire for $3 more, so it's definitely the way to go. Alright guys, trying to figure this battery thing out again. I checked this fuse. It's fine. It's 15 amp fuse. You know, one thing I don't understand. This is, I'm 90% sure this is the lead, the cable, the wire that's coming off the battery isolator. So this is the hot cable coming from the engine area, which is supposed to provide power to this thing to charge the batteries. But look how thin this wire is. This is like 12 or 16, it's probably 12-gauge wire. I thought that you're supposed to use a heavy-duty wire like this stuff. This is 2-gauge. So why do they get this little chintzy wire here? I don't really understand that at all. You would think that they would want to have a big wire. That doesn't make sense to me. So what I've done is I've got a cable wire connected to the positive, wire connected to the negative. And then I got these back to, this is just taped together right now because this came apart, so I got to redo that connection. But I have these two connected. However, the bad news is when I plug in my voltage tester, this is what I get. Does that mean my battery is dead? The red light is on, is way past 12.5. Does that mean my batteries are toast? So it looks like my my batteries that came with this van are indeed toast. Two 6-volt golf cart batteries, and there's a couple indications. Tested the voltage and it's like 6.7, and I actually wasn't sure if I could save them or not, and I posted this on Cheap RV Living, the forum, and got some good responses. Basically, they may just be done with. I don't know how the heck it happened, but the battery acid is not clear. It looks like it's a little bit muddy looking, and there's a dude over there looking at me, filming. As one YouTube subscriber, Wannabe Free, commented, the battery acid looks dirty, and he's right, it does look dirty, and this should be clear. So I mentioned that on this Cheap RV Living forum, and they said basically if the battery acid is dirty, the batteries are done with. Don't even bother trying to save them. So now it looks like I'm gonna have to buy new batteries. Now the thing that really makes me scratch my head is, as you've seen previously, the wiring in this van is really, I mean, coming from the battery, it's this tiny, like 12 gauge, maybe even 14 gauge wire. And that's the wire that's supposed to be charging the batteries. And it's like ridiculous. So the people who sold me this van, they spent $1,300 Canadian to get this entire electric system put in, including the batteries and the battery isolator and all the wiring. And I guess they did a pretty unspectacular job, because they used this really thin wire, which was done by an RV shop, so you would think they would know to use heavy gauge wire. I guess you know, the wire is expensive, so they just wanted to save some money, I guess. A little bit frustrating. So I'm going to redo the entire thing, and it looks like I'm going to replace the batteries too. So I just hacksawed part of the cable off. Here's the other part. And it really helps to clamp it down first with all my crappy tools. No vice here, people. Okay, so I got some tips on how to do what I'm doing from actually watching Mr. E13 into the Mr. E13's channel, Jed. And what he did was he used a blowtorch to solder the ends of these terminal clamp thingies on to the end of the cable. But with his, he had where they went right through, and he could just stick his cable in and solder the end. Mine doesn't have that, so these are like $5 or $6 for two of these. So I'm trying to hack it up, of course, and I drilled a hole through there, and I hacksawed this little piece, and I'm gonna stick the cable in there and solder it up the best I can. Now, is it going to be pretty? No, but hopefully it works. Now, I've never used a torch before, so obviously extremely dangerous. So hopefully I don't burn my finger off. I don't think I'll be putting that on video. Alright, I got this all set up, ready to go. I got this piece of wood connected to another piece of wood for my hack job vice setup. I'm going to try to drip some solder into there and solder this other side. Focus. Fire. So I put some tape around it, and it's hard to do this while I'm holding the camera, but I gave it a good tug and it's not moving, so I'm calling that good. Keep in mind, folks, I'm not a professional. I'm not in the trades at all in any respect whatsoever. I have no experience doing this. I'm just kind of winging it. So don't try this at home, folks. So this is the cable I just took off. Look how thin that is. And this is the cable I just put on. Attached to here. Goes underneath. Put that little holdy dealy in, put it under this reservoir, goes down there, onto there, and through the bottom, way down there. Then comes out this hole, which I'm gonna silicone this up, and then I'm gonna put this washer against it. and then tighten this hose clamp to make sure that it doesn't move around as much as it might. And I just tucked around the wire under here. Comes through there, and I'm gonna, of course, stick it under here. And you know what? That's the end of the wire. It's a good thing I do have the extra jumper cable wire, the extra 20 feet, because it looks like I'm gonna need it. Can't believe it actually isn't really that long. So what this is in the end here is I just put a 80 amp inline fuse in, and it's really not necessary here, but it makes it easy to join up because all I have to do is take some of this plastic off, the rubber sheathing, whatever you want to call it, and stick it into this little fuse holder, and then do the same on the other side, which means I don't have to deal with all the crimping and stuff. This wire is heavy wires, quite hard to crimp. Alright, well, that's as far as I'm going to get in this video. It's a work in progress. The electrical system is still needs to have quite a few things done to it, including buying new batteries. So, to figure that one out. So thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night.